Running may be your favorite part of the day, but let's face it, most of the time you're going to be sitting at a desk, on your phone or on your couch binge watching the latest Netflix show. So to get better at running, whether that means you want to run faster or farther, most people just add more miles or add more workouts in the week. That means you're missing out on one of the biggest things that you can do to run faster today. If you're sitting at a desk all day, your body adapts to whatever you're doing. So you're gonna need to help it to transition into running. And here's the best way to do that. My name is Anna Lagarde Jensen. I run for as long as I can remember. My dad even jokingly says I didn't learn to walk until I was 7. Before that, I just ran. I've learned from the best coaches and fastest athletes in the world and studied this for over 20 years. This is my passion and I'm so excited to share it with you. The first step is obviously to get warm, but this is also a really good time to get in the right headspace and really make sure that you tune into your body. If I've sat down all day, I will often start by just walking until I feel good enough to start jogging, and then I will run until I feel really, really warm. And sometimes that's a couple of laps, sometimes that's longer. It totally depends on the day. So you need to get to know your body until you get to that point where you know how much you have to run to do a really, really good warm-up. If you like to run with music, consider not doing it when you warm up so that you can fully tune into all the messages that your body is sending you. Second step is to limber up. This is not when you're gonna get flexible. This is gonna be a series of dynamic stretches. And you need, again, to focus on what feels tight on you. I know the areas in my body that always get tight from sitting down. And I'll show you the most common ones that I see in runners from head to toe. If you've been wearing really tight shoes all day long, you may want to start by just rolling your ankles, both sides, until they feel nice and warm. You might want to spread your toes. You might even want to stretch them out a little bit. And if you've been wearing shoes with heels on, chances are your calves are really tight too, so make sure to stretch those out before you get going. You can do whatever calf stretch feels good to you. Again, you're not trying to get flexible here, you're just trying to limber up. So for me, my quads always get super tight when I sit down, so I always make sure to give them some attention too before I start running. And I don't want to give you a number of repetitions that you have to do. You just want to feel it out and do as many as you need to get limber. I also see a lot of runners with really tight hips, so make sure you warm those up too. Do some side-to-side lunges. Try to keep your butt as low to the ground as possible. There's no need to go fast. What you want to do is just slowly wake up your body from sitting at your desk all day. And don't forget your upper body. Even though you run with your legs, your upper body is going to help. You want to make sure that your neck is nice and loose, because you tend to get a forward head posture when you sit at a laptop all day long. So make sure that you're stretching that out as well. You can even add in some more dynamic stretches by doing front kicks or side kicks and by flaring your arms out. So you've probably done step 1 and step 2 before, but step 3 is where the magic comes in. You need to activate the muscles that have been dormant all day long as you're sitting by your computer. And specifically what you want to make sure to activate are your calves, your glutes, your abs, and you want to make sure that your shoulders are in the right position as well. So to activate your calves, you just want to do simple calf raises. And here's the key. You want to make sure that you activate them both straight, out to the side, and also an internal rotation. Do at least 15 of each, and then see if you have to do more. Again, if you've been sitting down all day long, you might need to do a few more to just get going. Your glutes play a huge part in running, whether you run short distance or long distance. So you need to make sure that they're active before you run. There are a few ways you can do this. You can do a peeing dog and make sure that your core is activated so that your hips aren't moving. and you're just lifting your leg out. And you should feel it in your glutes. Follow that by a back kick. Again, you want to make sure that your hips aren't wobbling. And I would do at least 15 reps of each and see how that feels. Alternatively, you can do some hip lifts. Make sure your feet are about hip width apart and make sure that your body is in a straight line when you're at the top. Do at least 15 of these as well and see how that feels. The last thing you want to make sure to activate is your shoulders. So if you're sitting down all day, you're probably sitting something like this, head forward and shoulders rounded. So you want to make sure that you activate your back muscles. If you have a resistance band, that's even better. If not, just make sure to squeeze your shoulder blades together. Do it in a slow, controlled motion. And do at least 15 of these as well. The fourth step doesn't take very long, but it's key to make sure that you run with proper form. And that is to align your body. Because now that you're warm and you're limber, your center of gravity might have shifted a little bit, the muscles are gonna move differently. So you wanna make sure that first of all, you are not leaning forward. A lot of people do. So make sure that you're standing straight with your hips above your feet, your shoulders above your hips, and then you can stand here in a relaxed position. Also make sure that your head is in a good position so that you're not tilting it forward. Once you do that, you want to find that point where you're falling forward, and that's going to be your running position. The fifth and final step, and don't skip this, is to do a couple of sprints. Now sprints will reveal immediately if something is not firing, if something is asymmetrical, and if you're tight anywhere. So do a couple of sprints even if you're running really long distance. A warm-up like this shouldn't take more than 15 to 20 minutes. You can spend longer if you want to, but it will make all the difference in your running. If you look at your body like a sports car, you wouldn't floor it unless the engine is warm, and you have to treat your body the same way. Let me know what other running videos you would love to see, and I will catch you on the next one.